Who are you?
Alan Turing, one of the best mathematicians in the world.
Welcome to Enigma.
It's the greatest encryption device in history. The Germans use it for all major communications. 159 million possible settings.
It's unbreakable.
Let me try, and we'll know for sure.
Well, Benedict, congrats on the movie, first of all.
Thank you
Absolutely
so much.
loved it. I mean,
Thank
he's
you.
such an interesting, complex, layered character. I assume that was one of the reasons why you wanted to play him, because it's a challenge to take on him.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely a challenge, and I think I didn't want him to be easily categorizable. But also, you know, the other challenge is obviously the fact that there is no footage or recording of him, and yet he did have a very particular way of speaking and moving and being, which was recounted verbally. And I talked to a few members of his surviving family, his nieces, but that was more. They were very young when they met him, so that was more about what it was like being around him, how they made him feel, how he made them feel, more importantly. And as children, they said they felt so relaxed and comfortable around him. They do remember his stammer, but they never felt it was socially awkward.
Okay.
And just things like that were supremely helpful to build the sort of humanity behind someone we know as a brilliant scientist, as a cryptographer extraordinaire, as one of the incredible brains that helped crack the Enigma code and bring about an early end to the war, saving millions of lives, and someone who was persecuted for his sexuality in the 50s. Through not denying his sexuality. And I think, you know, all of those elements I've just mentioned, people know bits of it, but I was surprised how little I knew of the whole story, and even of what we cover in the limited time we have in a film, and let alone the further research, Andrew Hodges' brilliant biography and other books that I read, and like I said, people I met. So it was about that jigsaw piecing and then trying to put something together that was right for every moment of the film. And Morton's an extraordinary director, Graham's a great writer, and a wonderful cast, some of whom I've known who are dear friends, others who I feel like were great friends, like Alan Leach I'd never met before, but felt like we've known each other for years.
Really? You never met him?
Yeah, we got on really, really well.
We love Alan, obviously, in Ireland.
But yeah, of course. Well, he's a supreme Irishman. I love him to bits. And Matthew Good I've known for a long time. And Kira I've worked with before and love as well. So yeah, it was just a joy.
Yeah,
and Beardy as well. He was another one like Leach. He was just like, it was a very instant bond. So with all of that together, it's you feel very supported.
Yeah, and what I liked about this as well is the story, as you say, I didn't know lots of parts of this story, but there was a bit of humour in it too, the way he takes everyone so literally.
Well, I've been doing press for this in Toronto, and I went to see the film in the evening, and I was looking around going, oh, Christ, I really had forgotten. Sorry, it's very funny. It is very funny. And intentionally, you know, people were laughing at the right moments, I think, but I'd forgotten it because, you know, this is a celebration of this man, and he was funny on purpose, and I think funny by accident in similar measures at times, but especially in our story. But, you know, it's important to remember that huge tragedy as it was, the end of his life, that what we should be doing with his legacy is celebrating him. And also remembering that this was a time of intolerance, but the only person that could really have anything to say of any importance is the man who suffered the most, who's no longer with us. So, while I think it's very, very clear in the film that it's a tragedy and something that shouldn't have happened and that was appalling, yeah, I guess I was surprised and happy to realise that there's a great level of entertainment in this film as well. As an important message, you know.
Absolutely. 12 Years a Slave last year won the Best Picture Oscar. I know it's an annoying question, but there is a huge Oscar buzz already around this. Would you like one on the shelf for yourself?
You know, why I'm thrilled about the buzz is because it means that people will be interested in seeing the film, and it means his story will be sped out through our version of it to a broader audience, and that's great for his legacy. And as long as people realize that this is a film and a beginning of an understanding of someone, then again, that's terrific. So any buzz that brings people to see the film, you know, this is a small independent film. Harvey saw a teaser for it and picked it up and is now running with it because he was so thrilled with what he saw before the finished cut. It's a huge amount of faith put in for what it is, a very low budget film. So all this hype around it, I just want it to play out. I want people to come and see the film. That's what I'm concerned with.
6 minutes.